this is Fuzzy Wingman. I am back. I thought, since I actually got the little advent calendar of these things, I was just like, oh, maybe I should do a battle with them, just for the lulz. But I didn't really want to do them exactly as models, since it's like, yes, this is an Intercessor, but their height and base size more closely resembles a Heavy Intercessor. You know, where their head is basically about the same spot. So it's like, you know what? They're going to represent Heavy Intercessors. So, there we go. They're going to be actually the same base, about exactly the same height. They're maybe a little bit wider at the top, you know. A little chunky, but, you know, it'll work. And then I did, you know, Custodians to keep it a nice low model count, because a high model count seemed very unfair for the Heavy Intercessors. But I would say this is probably even worse, because, you know, basically it's the most underpowered team versus the most overpowered team. Joys. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. We'll see if the prediction of the results stays the same. Alright. I'm gonna grab the rule book, since this mission's slightly different, since I think... Yeah, the objectives get selected after... The objectives get placed after selecting drop zones. Which is a little interesting. Because that technically means they could be on top of terrain, since they're usually not on top of terrain. But I think they would still should be not on terrain. So selecting a drop zone is literally just we roll off, and whoever wins the roll off can decide who's the attacker and the defender. Custodians 1. They'll be the attacker, sure. They don't mind. So... Oh, now they have to choose either this corner, that corner, that corner, or that corner. Well, the objectives will end up being like boop, 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 boop. They're actually going to select this corner, because once you get to like here, you'll probably see from this objective they can see the other two objectives, which ends up being a little unfair, and well, whoops. Makes it a whole harder. It makes it even a harder time for the defenders. And then they alternate. Saying the objective marker, assign it a number. Each objective marker can have no more than one number, and each number must be unique. During each turning point, the objective marker the number corresponds to the current turning point is offline. So... And it's... hexagon from... yeah. Oh. And that's about dead center, and it's about that way. And because Custodians get to choose first, they're gonna put 1 over there. Because these guys are gonna have to get up there. With their 2-8 action points, it's gonna be rough for them to get anywhere near any other ones. But they could at least try to deny Custodian's ability to get number 2 going. It's about right. Yep, about right. Alrighty. There should be barricades now, right? Well, technically it's now select a kill team, select TAC Ops. And we got the TAC Ops. Select equipment down. Set up barricades. Right, equipment. Oh yeah, some people have equipment on both sides because the Heavy Intercessor Gunner is gonna has a heavy weapon, so we gave him the suspenser system. Barricades. Then Hex. Oh, their drop zone. And hey, since it's like from here to here is a drop zone. Okay, this one really I want it to be like that. Okay. Oh wait, who sets up the first barricades? Probably the defender. Yep, starting the defender. Okay, they can go pretty far out. So defender will put one here because they can hold it later. And that allows it just angled enough that they could be here and they'll get blocked from there and blocked from there. So custodians are just like, you know what? We'll just do the exact same. About how far forward could you go? Pretty far forward. Put one about here. Give themselves a little bit more cover as they slowly try to advance. And we'll just put one like right here. Alright. Now defenders deploy, correct? Correct, and then it'll be scouting. Well, defenders deploy, and then the attackers deploy. So, because he had the red helmet and everything, he became clearly the sergeant, so I left him as the sergeant. The Dark Angel had a red gun, so it made it a little bit easier to identify different weapons, so he'll be the Heavy Intercessor. And the two standard warriors are these two. Whoop. So. To be like wholly within. It's close enough to get wholly within. I'll be kind of stealthy about it. Yeah, how far forward could he get? He might as well only do that because he can't actually get to the third objective. He'll go there. Also be stealth. How much is... Be actually up here. So you'll have an engage order. He's gonna be able to lay down some fire. Screw it, he'll help lay down fire at the beginning too. With an engage order. Boop. Okay, you know what? I will do this. Slide, slide. Engage. Engage. You know what? He's gonna keep an engaged order because if these guys can just shoot at him even if he's in cover, then there's really no need to be not engaged. And you'll be over here. He might as well have an engage order too, since he can fire at them. Now these guys have good guns, so why not? Engage order. He'll have an engage order, sure, why not? And then for scouting phase, the Custodians would definitely choose Recon to get that free dash action. As for the Intercessors, free dash, they really need to try to get someone closer to an objective quicker. So they'll do a free dash. Both will do a free dash, which leaves Custodians to go first. And does anything happen first turn? Okay. Nothing. And for one action point, they could divert power any of these things, and they get one victory point. Correct. One victory point. Yes, one victory point. So we'll first do everyone's free dash. Okay, his free dash is good because it keeps him now within a cover. So they're actually going to free dash this dude. And now, before anything else, Tac Ops, and also right. The bigger one is ploys. Okay, that's after the first. Reveal when that happens. Reveal this after the first. So, and Heavy Intercessors can't do anything, reveal anything. And these guys reveal after the first. Reveal after the first. Okay. Wait. I just realized they ended up with the exact same Tac Ops cards. I didn't even realize that. They weren't even going for that. But they ended up with the same. Alright. Strategic ploys for these guys. Custodians are going to do activate Peerless Warriors. So that way they can do 2 shoot actions on some in these cases. Okay. The strategic ploy the Heavy Intercessors will do will be the bolter discipline, because they all have bolters, so they can shoot twice. I.e., these 2 guys can make their only action be shoot twice. Which is actually probably good for them. But we start with the Custodians. And we're just gonna first move him here. For his first action. Second action is to activate that, which gains them a victory point. And his third action is to shoot at the guy with the stronger gun. Because, you know, that's kind of what you do. So, 5 attacks, 2's to hit. Wait, that's the melee I'm reading accidentally. 4 attacks, 2's to hit. 3 hits. Yeah. That no AP. So he will auto retain one of his I should verify that they don't have like any. Yep, he's just got his standard 3 defense and 3. So he's gonna auto retain one of them with this cover because hey, you might be able to defend against all these. Yeah, screw it. He'll accept the fact that one's going through. Because it's for 3 damage. And that means he now has 15 left. Damn. Okay, it's gotta just put that there, yeah. Part of that guy, so boom. It's not bad. Yeah, this guy, if he tries to do like a run and dash, he's gonna be standing on there, but then he doesn't have another action. See, now I realize if he wants to shoot now, he could shoot this guy, but his second action, he might not shoot. I don't think he can shoot these guys because these are heavy terrain. The guy's beyond it. I think technically this actually... Yeah, I don't remember... That's the thing, from like when you start getting these kinds of things, it's like, alright, when you're drawing this... The obscure lines... It's going to cross this if you draw the lines even diagonally. If you draw them vertically, I know there's always problems. But even if you draw these diagonally, it definitely impacts that. So, he can't even shoot at that guy. Which also means this guy can't shoot at them. Is that really the case? Oh my lord. He wasn't within one of the... Okay, so when he moved over there, he had to go like that a little bit. Just so that way he was in one of the terrain that was going to be interfering. That's just crazy. Like, he had to be that close. And for that guy, there's a part of the terrain, there's an intersection of part of the terrain where it's beyond 2, or beyond circle. I'm going to double check. If it says how it's exactly worded on... Oh, God. Oh, my lord. So here's the thing. He moved here closer, which means for even him, one of the points crosses here, and it's like, oh, the guy's beyond, circle. But because he's within 1, he could do the shooting. But for him, there's a part which crosses where this guy is beyond circle, so he actually can't shoot at this guy. So this guy actually can't shoot at anyone. Hell, this guy can't even shoot him. Oh my lord. Heavy terrain is weird with that kind of update, with that clarification. So, they're just there. Man, heavy terrain, doing something like that. Now I have to really wonder, can he really shoot at them? Part of him is within triangle. Yeah, that's a weird one. I don't remember. Yeah, alright. That's weird. I don't know if he has to be wholly within triangle of the whole thing to be able to get it counted. I don't know. Yeah, alright. We'll just move along. This guy instead will activate. He will go over here. So he's definitely still part of the... And then he'll just hide because he's still hidden, so he can't do anything else. Which means the Custodians really got the opportunity to just kind of go around. Alright. Gotta remember, they can't really just jump over that thing without penalty, so go around it. And then he'll dash. And then for his third action, he will activate and do the stuffs there as well. You still can't shoot him. And look how ridiculous that looks. It's like, you can see him clearly down this corridor. It's just the problem is, his base is just so wide. Guess wide bases really help on this one. Maybe too much terrain. Which for the Intercessors is really the big problem. Right, Intercessors, yeah, they're still 3 circle. So he moved that way. I don't know why, I think he was going for that. Can he even fit through this? No. He's gonna have to go up this thing. He's not close enough for that, so he'll just kind of dash to this and just be like that. Oh, jeez. Well, this guy will go here. He'll activate this thing for a victory point. And he can't even shoot a thumb either because of this stuff, so he's just there. Well, we'll activate this guy and... You know what? He's gonna... Yeah, he's within 1 over there, so he'll do the drop. Subtract, I think, becomes, yeah, it'll become 1 because it's technically you round up for how its height. So its height is 2 circle, you subtract 1, so it's 1 circle. So he goes 1 circle here, 2 circle for down, 3 circle for here. Well, because these guys engage order. Now is his movement, his 1 movement. So now he could shoot at this guy. Because the terrain feature, he's within 1 that does, you know, he's beyond circle from. I do have to wonder, yeah, it says any point where he's beyond circle. So, you know, technically that they say even if he's beyond circle from there, he'd be obscuring, but he's within 1. It's just I don't know if he has to be within 1 all the way to that too. I think it's this. He's allowed to shoot. Otherwise, heavy terrain basically just never allows you to shoot. So he's gonna fire at that guy. Wow, we actually get some shooting finally from heavy intercessors. He only has a heavy bolt rifle. 4 shots. Oh wow, the sergeant's gonna be 2 hits to hit. 2s to hit. Oh my lord. 3 crits, which actually makes it 8p1. The guy only gets 2 saves. He's on cover, so he doesn't gain an extra, so he'll just roll and... So he'll spend a command point to reroll one of those. Will he? Never mind, he won't. Because all he can block is that. He needs... Well, oh. You can use 2 regular saves to block a crit, so... He will spend a command point to reroll one of those. Because he can at least block a crit. Let me double check. Yep, he can block 1 crit with this. So he'll block at least 1 crit. So he knows that would have been a lot more damage. I mean, that's 10, 14. So he would have taken 15 damage instead of the 14 damage. And he's down to 4 wounds from that. So, you know, he's glad he at least tried to do something to prevent some extra ouch. So that shooting completed. This guy, move here. And then dash to be about there. Oh, what's the range on his weapon? No, his shooting range is there. So he can't really shoot. Never mind. So after he moved to like there, he'll instead dash to about here. Alright, so for this guy, he's going to go 1, 2, and because he climbed over that thing as well. Oh, boys. Okay, let's... He's right there. There. Yeah, still can't really shoot at that guy. But could he have made it so he could shoot at this guy? Let's see here. If he was like that. Now, there's no way he can make it where he could even shoot at that guy because of this bit and this bit. So he's just going to drop down there. Yeah, they really need their 3 actions because he'll do his second action to dash up there. Which will allow him to shoot at this guy later, but you know. Right now he can't, so he's just going to do that. So he's done his dashing. And that was all his actions. God, the Heavy Intercessors really do need 3 actions to be effective, I feel like. Granted, I feel like they gave them 2 because they're like, 1, Gravis Armor to be slow, and 2, that weapon almost killed a Custodian. One of their normal weapons. But still, they can't kill fast. Oh, if they have 2 shots, they could potentially kill other people. But with this kind of cover, there's no way they can do it. Alright, that was an end of a turn. Alright, turn counter. Gosh, I am just knocking everything over. Alright. Alright, command points also go up. forgot to indicate initiative. Now we roll to see who has the next initiative. Hey, these guys get the initiative. Alright, now we do TAC op reveals. After the first turning point, the Heavy Intercessors will reveal damage limitation. You know, they can get victory points for not having anyone get incapacitated. And then they might as well just instantly reveal hold the line. So which is the whole, if they prevent people from being within hexagon of their deployment zone. So they might be able to do that. And, because as I said, it turns out the Custodians were the same, they're going to reveal the exact same TAC ops. Whee! Alright, we will start with the Heavy Intercessors. Oh, cool. This guy's line doesn't cross that guy. Oh, right. No, ploys. Both teams will spend the one to shoot twice. Yeah, this just tiny nub crosses their line from there to there. So he still can't shoot that guy unless it gets within one of this. However, this guy technically could still see that guy, so he can technically shoot both targets. So we'll activate this guy, whose first action will just be shoot that guy. So 4 attacks, 2's to hit. So 3 hits. No crits, so this guy gets his 3 2-up saves, makes them all, so nothing happens. In his second shooting, he's actually going to put into this guy, so he's going to fire again into the same guy for his second action. So 2's to hit. Oh. They'll spend a command point to reroll one of those because he managed to make it worse. He's kind of hoping for a crit because with 3 2-up saves, he's probably got nothing. Ooh, yeah, even if he had rolled a crit, the guy was going to block a crit. So those shots all resulted in nothing. So what they're actually going to do is activate this guy. First step, score. Right, the one that can't be scored now is this one. Second step, or second action, 1, 2. What do you know? He's charging in. He had his engage order. And his third action will be to obviously fight, because he could just slice. So he's got his Guardian Spear, 5 attacks, 2's to hit, lethal 5, so 1 crit, 4 regulars. Now let's do our punching back. All they got are their fists. Oh, boys. Four attacks, 3's to hit. Hey, he got a crit and a regular. Or he got, crit and 2 regulars, right? Yeah, okay. You can do some stuff to potentially survive. How does the Custodian want to play this? Custodian will actually take his crit to block this crit. Now this guy will apply a strike, which will reduce him down to 1 wound. The Custodian will now parry the other strike. This way he will survive and help keep their damage limitation. And then he'll apply a strike of the last 3, which are 5 each, so that's 15. And the guy will be reduced to 3 wounds. So, he lives. They both live. They're still there. Which actually means... Huh. Oh, right. I think you can't... You know, I'm curious. Yeah. He will actually keep his conceal order, activate, and fight. Because you don't need to be in an engage order to fight, you just have to be in an engagement range to fight. You have to have an engagement order to charge. Well, he's not going to be charging because he's already in the fight. So he's actually going to attack this guy. I'm only going to roll his dice at the moment. Let's see here. They have the whole... No, they don't have a whole... They don't worry about wounds or anything. So he's just gonna punch. The reason why I say that is... because he gets to be the one to apply a strike first, he applies the strike and kills the Custodian. So that was his whole plan, was just to get that punch in before anything else. So he did that, and for his second action, he's going to remain there because he's concealed, so he's just going to stay hidden. I know... Well, no, he can't go for that objective. It's already been captured by them. So now we'll go back to Custodians, who see that they haven't captured an objective yet, so he's going to activate, and first action, capture, second action, shoot. So let's fire that Guardian Spear, 4 attacks. 2's to hit. 3 hits. 3 regulars, so he's going to auto... which also means it's not AP anything, just like their gun. So he's going to retain 1 because he's in cover. So he's automatically passing one of them. And then he passes the rest of his saves, so saved. And because he's got the ploy to shoot twice, he's going to fire again. Because he's hoping that his second shot will be better. Oh look, there he goes. He gets a crit and 3 regular attacks. So now it's AP 1, so he only gets 2 saves. He'll put 1 at least save there because he needs at least 1 regular and then hope for a great roll there. He doesn't have a good roll, so he'll spend their final command point to reroll that because he needs at least 1 more save. 1 more save blocks 2 more. So they take the crit, which is 5, and then the regular, which is 3. So he's going to take 8 damage. So he was at, 15 there. So now he's at 7. There we go. Completed. Now let's see here. Yeah, so he's beyond half, so he's going to have to worsen his shooting. Well, he's going to actually activate. He still has 2 actions. So his first action is actually score them a victory point because they absolutely have to do that because they're so far behind. And then his second action is fire that Executor Heavy Bolter, which, never got to fire that yet. It's going to be forced to hit because of his injury, so 4 shots forced to hit. Lethal 5, actually, so that's a crit. And becomes AP1, so... No, it's always AP1. It doesn't have anything on its crit, so it's AP1 crit. So he's only got 2 dice to roll. Gets a crit, You know what? Screw it. They're going to spend a command point to reroll that just to rub it in their face. Block both shots. And because they don't have a third action, he's done. Now, Custodians. Okay, yes, I've been doing it right. So it cost him 2 circle to get up there. So you'd only be able to go there, and then if he was trying to charge, you'd be able to go only at that extra distance, and you would not be within engagement range. So they'll not activate that guy. They'll activate this guy, who just sits there and pass because he's like, you know what? I can sit there on an objective. Now this guy, he's going to switch to an engage order. Go up. And this is where it gets funky. He could shoot at one of these guys. He doesn't like that this guy's got an invuln. And this guy's sitting on objective. He knows, but this guy now could charge him. So he's going to shoot at this guy because this guy can charge him. So he just doesn't really have much choice, so he's going to shoot at that guy. He knows he probably shouldn't have walked into that, but that's okay. Actually, ooh. It's actually the same stats, except better. So he's going to throw his crack grenade, since he has a crack grenade. 4 attacks, 3s to hit. Yeah. Crit, 2 regulars. So, you know, that's good. It's AP1 regardless, so... Do 2... No, he wants the extra save, so he's going to do the 3 invuln saves. So he has a storm shield. It's a 4-up invuln. So 3 4-ups or 2 2-ups. Thing is that crit is there too, so... Well, that's the thing. If he has 2 2-ups, he could block these 2. If he has 4 4-ups, he could block these 2 and probably still not that one. But he still wants the chance to rolling a 6, so he's going to do the invuln shield. And blocks 2... Can't block the crit because he rolls 3 4s. So the crit goes through and it's 5. So the Custodian is now at 13 health. And he moves, so he can't do his second action. So he can't do a third action of shooting. He only gets 2 actions. Man, these guys are really hampered by that 2 APL. So he gets to go, and he's obviously charging. So that's his 3, and then he gets an extra circle to make the charge. There's his, ouch dice. So that's 1 action. Second action, he fights. So this one's different. Sentinel Blade. Still 5 attacks. 2s to hit. Lethal 5. So 2 crits, a regular, and 2 misses. And his fists are 4 attacks, 3s to hit. Crit, 3 regulars. So, how does he's got 2 crits. So he knows this guy can only really... He's actually gonna apply a parry here. And the reason is, it blocks 2 of them. he blocks 2 regulars. He will then apply a crit, which with his fists is only 4. So that's 1. There we go. This guy's down to 9. And he'll apply his own crit, which is 6 damage with the blade. The guy's at 18 wounds, so he's got 12 left. And then he'll apply a regular, which is just 3, so this guy goes down to 6. And he'll apply the next crit, which is again 6, so boop, his health is dropped down to there. And because he didn't select to fight twice, he's done. And that's the round. So let's look at the TAC Ops. The Heavy Intercessors actually managed to keep damage limitation, so they get a victory point for that. They denied Custodians victory point for that. Now hold the line. It has to be like... Alright. It looks like both sides got the hold the line. So both sides gain 1. Boom. Boom. So there's still... Everyone's still kicking. So we go to turn 3. Everyone has 1 victory point. They roll for initiative. Ooh, it's Custodians. The TAC Ops remain the same. Deploys. Custodians won't spend 1 for a ploy, actually. They'll save it for a reroll. And the Heavy Intercessors are not going to spend theirs because the shooting twice has not actually paid off for them. So now that's round 3. This one does not score. So that's a little annoying for the Heavy Intercessors, actually. But Custodians get to go first. And because damage limitation is still in play for both sides, they're actually going to choose this guy to go first. He's actually going to switch to a conceal order. Alright, I gotta reflip everyone. Yeah, he switched to conceal order and fighting, since he doesn't have to have engaged to fight, so he's going to fight first. 5 attacks, 2's to hit. Alright, he got 3 crits, and honestly, he's going to just apply 1 of them instantly, which is 6 damage, so he's going to get a kill. And then he's going to scoot right here and be concealed. So, there he goes. He concealed. They're going to actually activate this guy. He's going to score a victory point and then fire his gun into him. So the Executor bolter, 4 shots. It's going to be forced to hit because he's still injured. 2 crits, 1 hit. Man, if he didn't have that injury, he would have that. So all those into this guy. So it's AP1. This guy actually gets only 2 2-ups. Failed 1. Oh, he'll spend a command point to well, let's see here. Does he want to spend a command point to reroll that? What's the damage he'd be eating up? He can survive it, so he's just going to take it. And so he blocks 1, takes the 2 crits, which is 10 damage in total, which leaves him at 8 health left. That's his shooting. And then he activates, scores a victory point. And for his second action, he's going to unload into that guy with a spear, which is 4 attacks, 2s to hit. Okay, alright. No AP. So he gets his 3 saves. He's going to auto-save one of them, because he's in cover still. And then he's going to spend a command point to reroll this one. And I failed it. So he blocks 2. Takes 2, and that 2 is 3 each. So he takes 6, and whoop, he's at 1 wound. And he's now gone. Well, they can't move him there and score, so he's... Okay. Currently, this is crossing for both these. But we'll actually activate this guy who's gonna... just shoot at this guy. So, he's going to shoot at him. That's the Sergeant, who actually gets 4 shots, 2s to hit. So the Sergeant's more useful, I feel like, than anyone else. 2 crits, jeez. And 2 regulars. And it becomes AP1 because of that. So he got 2 2-up saves. Or he gets the 2 crits, blocks both crits, and he just takes the 2 regular, which are 4 each, so he takes 8 damage, so he's dead. The Sergeant actually did work. He prevented their damage limitation, so no one's getting damage limitation this round, so he's done. This guy can now activate. He's going to activate and, score a victory point. Oh, wait. He's going to activate and switch to conceal since he can do that. So, he's now concealed. And so this model will stay concealed and pass. And that will end round 3. Both teams score a point for hold the line. And both their hold the lines have been completed. No one scored damage limitation that turn. Alright, yeah. Turn 4. Alright, command points go up by 1. Initiative is them. There's no longer a point to score. Oh yeah, let's flip everyone. You know what? They'll start with this guy. He'll switch to a conceal order. And he will capture the, get a point there and then stay. And that's that. So for them, he will actually switch to an engage order. So that's... We'll switch to engage order. He'll do a dash, so that way he can go there. This is his first action. The second action, 1, 2, 3, 4. He can get his charge in. So if he kills that guy, he prevents their damage limitation. And now he, fights for his third action. Let me roll 5 dice, and if anything is a hit, you know. There, he got at least 1 hit, so dead. Prevents the damage limitation. And he will, for his first action, just unload into that guy. Because if he manages to get a kill here too, he prevents their damage limitation. 4 shots, 2s to hit. Crit and 3 regulars. So, yeah. Crit and 3 regulars, and this guy has only got 2 dice then. Well, he failed 1, so he'll spend a command point to try to reroll. Well, will he? Even if he takes anything, yeah, there's no way he's not going to bother, because even if he blocks 2, and it's like, oh, if you manage to block, so that's 8 and that's 5, you know, it's either he takes 9 or 8, or, you know, or in this case 13, or 8, yeah, 13. No matter what, he was dying, so nothing he could do. So he's dead. They won't get their damage limitation. He goes. He activates. He scores his victory point. He stays there. This guy, you know, activates. Goes 1, 2. He can't go that far because he's weak, but for his last action, he goes for the score of victory point. So he's got that point at the end. And that ends the game. So no one gets their second damage limitation. They managed to prevent that. And neither one got the headhunter, which was to kill the sergeant. That's him and him. Amazingly, that actually ended up as a 3-point difference, which you could even say kind of could have potentially been, you know, different TAC ops, they might have had a different outcome. But both teams had the same number of TAC ops. It's really just that Custodians scored points early on. You know, they managed to get on 3 objectives on the first turn, which really helped. And these guys couldn't. The lack of action points for the Heavy Intercessors was rough, but honestly, they killed 3 Custodians. And only lost 2. I mean, technically this guy was about to suffer. But even though the Custodians were usually overpowered, I mean, even if they spent command points to reduce, you know, damage, I think all they could really do is change a crit to a regular damage. So in most cases, they'd go from 5 damage to 4. And when they're taking 18, it doesn't really, you know, when they were taking way more than that they had health, that doesn't change anything. That really didn't help. So all in all, actually more balanced than anticipated, even though the winner was anticipated. Thank you very much for watching, and have a fabulous day, everybody.